It's becoming noon on Dinosaur Isle, and a peculiar looking dinosaur is wandering around the eastern plains. This is a plateosaurus. Plateosaurus is a weird looking dinosaur with a long neck, short arms, and short legs. It couldn't move fast, but could make short little sprints if being chased by a predator. It would mostly eat plants, ferns, leaves, and sometimes small stones to mush it all together when it couldn't. It mostly lives in the eastern plains and isn't often found in herds. But if you're lucky, you can spot 2 to 4 or maybe even 5 roaming around together. But this one is alone and is being watched. These are the 2 father and son T-Rexes. But there's another one here, a female T-Rex. This one hasn't been spotted yet, and is looking relatively new. It was probably just ripped out of the Mesozoic 2 to 3 days ago, and is looking for a meal. So there are now 3 predators looking to eat this one plateosaurus. The odds aren't good, but he might be able to manage to escape. But he annoyingly eats and munches on the plants and rocks here, keeping an eye out, but doesn't hear anything. But then, all of a sudden, he hears a twig snap and looks over. The female T-Rex is watching him, and he backs up. But he also unknowingly backs up into the 2 other T-Rexes. The father and son have gotten their meal. Lucky for them, but not so much for the female Tyrannosaurus. So she backs up, but goes forward again, maybe trying to get a slink of it. But she just watches to see if they'll leave, and they probably won't. So she just mumbles to herself, as if she was like saying, "I was so close." But she just leaves. The T-Rex and his son are enjoying their meal, and as father and son do, they are also a bit playful together. They sometimes push each other aside like a little inside joke. The smaller T-Rex is finally done eating his fill and leaves with his father, leaving the dead body just out in the open. But then the female T-Rex picks up the scent of the rotting body and decides to get another chance. She roams past a small herd of dinosaurs just to get it. Looks like she is getting that meal that she was so-called looking for. But just then, something happens. A herd of herbivorous dinosaurs are coming his way, and he gets out of the way so he doesn't get stomped on. It mostly contains Styracosaurus and Brachiosaurus, but there's only about 6 to 7 in this herd, So, yeah, they wouldn't do much damage. But if it did, it'd be brutal, so better safe than sorry. They normally come here to graze, like a herd would do. Meanwhile, one of the smaller members of the herd is looking for more shrubbery to eat, since the bigger ones are taking more. But this was not a smart thing to do, as the female is watching him. As he turns around to look for the small bushes, the T-Rex will take its strike, but gets knocked down by the mother. The mother scrambles up to protect her with his body. The T-Rex lays down on the ground and then gets up. Luckily, she hasn't broke anything, but it could have been fatal. So she just leaves. The mother is lucky. She could have had one less. She has. The female is still looking around, and now she has entered in the desert. But there's also a weird scent going around in the desert. Probably not good. And all of a sudden, an earthquake happens. The two T-Rexes are mumbling and they roar out, being in pain, as they fall over. Then all of a sudden, it just stops. The female wobbles over, and she is struck with, what just happened? As earthquakes normally don't happen here. The two T-Rexes also get up, and they are also shook by this weird thing. And even over in the eastern plains, the herd have also felt the earth shake. And they are like, what happened as well? But they are okay, and that's the only thing that matters.